Hey, you guys. We're live. What time is it? I think we're perfectly on time, huh? What's up, you guys? Happy Sunday. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. We are here for week 3 meal prep and rally. I can't believe it's week 3 already. Mike, we've been doing this for 3 weeks. That's crazy. How's it going? Everyone's good? Mike, how we doing? Fill me in.
Everybody's good. You got a thumbs up.
Yeah. Guys.
A lot of people joining.
Awesome. Hope everyone's having a really good weekend. Such a good meal prep coming up right now.
Yeah,
my favorite.
Hello from Cleveland.
Cleveland. I want to hear where
Cleveland,
everybody is from. All right, I love doing this because it's really, really interesting seeing where everyone's tuning in from. I love it. So make sure you write in where you're tuning in from, and if you're meal prepping with us tonight, super excited. Hope you guys will have some stuff set up out in front of you. If you did a little bit of pre-prep, I kind of showed you on my Instagram stories how I kind of station everything here. Plus I have a post in my feed all about like some really good tips and tricks to meal prep, like keeping a garbage can next to you for just easy disposal of any peels or wrappers or anything like that. I always keep a towel either on my counter or right here. Yeah, sorry.
Lots of people from Seattle, from Ohio, from Chicago, Jersey, Philly, New Rochelle.
Woo,
we see you, New
Rochelle. We love you, New Rochelle.
Lakewood, New Jersey.
Hi, John and Lisa. Shout out. Got it early. Lakewood, amazing. Guys, thanks for tuning in and taking the time tonight. Whether you're prepping or not with us, people say it's just fun just because we have a good time. We drink some wine, so make sure you grab your wine or your tequila, your scotch, whatever you like to drink while you're cooking. I'm drinking some red wine tonight. But we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna do some fun tips and tricks, cooking, keeping things really simple. We're prepping, I don't know how many different dishes we're doing. Let's take a look. We're doing this chicken 2 different ways. We're doing green beans, potatoes, eggs, quinoa, salmon fish sticks, a tahini shawarma dressing, and a green goddess dressing. I know it sounds like a lot, it sounds kind of daunting, but that's the whole purpose of doing these things live, is that I guide you through every single step of the way. And also we do things in a very smart way. So all these 3 items here, we are doing in 1 pot. So it's just easy and convenient, only dirtying up 1 pot. We're doing the same basic recipe, but in 2 different variations of chicken to make it seem different. This we're cubing up for one of our bowls for the week. This we're shredding for a different bowl. So always like the variety. This is not the kind of meal prep where we're prepping one dinner, we're eating the same thing every single night. It's always something different, always fun. And yes, we do it together, which is awesome.
Baltimore, New Haven, Connecticut, Long Island.
My goodness.
And people are actually asking you what wine you're drinking. Do you know?
That's a great question. I don't even know what it was, and I threw away the bottle. Damn it. But it's pretty decent. It's actually pretty good. We had leftover from the weekend, and I finished it off. So hopefully we won't run out. Otherwise we'll need a new bottle. So guys, get your wine. We're gonna get started. I have my oven preheated, 400 degrees. If you are new here, this is Prep and Rally. This is considered the prep rally, where we prep live together on Sunday, and we are following our printable PDF, which you get as a subscriber. So head to prepandrally.com if you're just tuning in now. That is where you can get information about all the different subscriptions, how to actually rally through the week with us. You save tons of time, tons of money, and it's really fun because we do it together. Plus, dinner is a breeze all week long. So, Mike, if you want to show them our little printable PDF right here. So this is what you get when you subscribe. Every week is a different menu and 4 different dinners. So the first night we're doing these salmon fish sticks with lemony smashed potatoes, green goddess dressing, which is so bomb, and green beans. Then we have a shawarma chicken bowl with this tahini kind of dressing. And this is a chicken nicoise salad bowl, and that is the quinoa spinach bake. So we're repurposing the quinoa 2 different ways, repurposing the chicken. It's so fun because you get to really reuse things, which is how we save so much money doing this. All right, who's ready? Are we all good? Everyone's tuned in. Are we all ready to go, Mike?
I think we're good.
Everyone's ready? Awesome. Oven is preheated to 400 degrees because that is how we're gonna cook our chicken. Again, if you don't wanna cook something tonight, you could just leave it marinating overnight and cook it fresh tomorrow. Totally up to you. I'm gonna cook the chicken tonight, but I'm gonna save the fish to cook fresh tomorrow. So yeah, I'm also gonna get my pot of water here. I have a big pot, which is how we're gonna boil all these different things. I filled it 3/4 of the way full with water. I'm just gonna bring this up to a boil because that could take a little bit of time. So we're gonna do that while we start working on the chicken. Let's go. All right, Let's do it. Okay. I always wish we could play music while we're prepping, right?
Do you guys want to hear music?
I love music. Okay, let me know if you guys have been listening to my Spotify mix. Because I send out like a little playlist in my weekly emails, and I try to make a new one every single month. So keep posted for the new one coming out. I guess it's next week. But I love my playlist and I love my music. So good stuff coming your way. I can't cook without music, just FYI. All right, so we have our boneless, skinless chicken breast here, and we have 2 chickens cut into 8s. I don't use the wings or like the backbone or anything like that. I store that in the freezer for chicken soup later on, but I just keep the pieces that I want here.
Dairy or meat pot for boiling? Honik wants to know.
Yes, I have a parve for the quinoa, because you're using that for dairy at the end of the week, and you're using it for the chicken bowl as well. So do parve, or if you don't have parve, you could just do some in dairy, some in meat. You could do like 2 different batches of quinoa if you would like. And then this I'm doing in you can either use parve or meat. Totally up to you. These potatoes we're going to be serving with the fish. I'm doing it in a meat pot. I'm fine with that, but if you don't want to do that for fish, do your thing. Okay, let's do it. So if you guys print it out, you guys could work with your printable PDF right next to you. I did a printer-friendly version, so thank you for your feedback. Keep me posted on how that's going. I think you guys are liking the printer-friendly version, but I like to use my computer right like this. So hopefully there's a way for everyone to sort of use it and keep it easy. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna start off, we're doing the exact same seasoning and marinade for both versions of the chicken, and we're just gonna season both sides really well with this like shawarma spice, which is so good, and my kids love it. I find kids tend to like it a lot. Let me know if your kids like it, if you have hands to type. So I have salt there. We're doing some honey, which kind of gives a little sweetness. Got some questions about the honey. If you don't like honey, you could completely use maple syrup or agave, whichever you like. Okay, so we have salt. I think I might pepper. I like to do a little bit of pepper in here. So my kids actually love this chicken. They were first really scared because it looks yellow from the turmeric. So I remember the first time I tried to give it to them, they're like, oh my God, it's yellow, and they were freaking out a little bit, kind of like how kids do that. But then once you get them to try one bite, as long as you could get them to try one bite, which is a little bit of a challenge sometimes, as long as you could get that first bite, a lot of times they'll be like, oh my gosh, Mommy, you're right, it's so yummy. It happens very often. So whatever you could do to get that first bite in, whether it's putting it on a fun plate or whatever you got to do, or like try to influence them some way. All right, so this is allspice, which kind of gives that sort of Middle Eastern-y flavor. Oh my God, I love it. It smells like cloves, so good. I have a little bit of cumin here. I was running a little bit low on cumin, so I actually have the shawarma spice right here. If you have this at home, by all means, just use that. We're kind of doing something pretty similar, so I'm gonna use up the cumin that I have, which isn't too much, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of that at the end. Okay, and then we got some garlic powder. And guys, this is like pretty basic stuff here, but so flavorful, like seriously flavorful.
Toby W is asking how many servings are each recipe for?
So
4 people?
Yeah, these meal prep plans, I always say roughly for 4 people. This, I find this week to be a little bit heavier on the protein. So if this seems like a lot to you, either you could leave some off and freeze some, or you could bake it off and then freeze once it's actually cooked. So yeah, totally up to you. I have my mother-in-law coming this week, which is exciting. So we'll have 1 extra person, but then again, Mike is traveling a little bit, so we'll have some people in and out, but it's always good to have some food, you know, to feed. But also we like to use it for lunches as well. So do whatever works for you. If you're like a family of 4, but you have 2 little kids, like what we do, you could always leave some out. All right, so I have my olive oil here.
Can you go through what
do?
you
Yes.
put on this one more time?
So I did turmeric, garlic powder, honey, salt, ground allspice, salt, pepper, garlic powder. I'm gonna do a little bit of the shawarma spice, which you do not need to do. I'm just doing it because I'm out of cumin, and cumin gives it that real Middle Eastern flavor. So if you do have some of this, you could use it. Totally your call. And then juice of 2 lemons. And I always say try to leave your lemons out a little bit before you're about to use them, because it helps get the juices rolling. I find when they're cold, they don't really squeeze very well.
Meira Burkow is asking, what do you keep your salt and pepper in?
That's a fun question. Oops, little sea gun in there. So normally I use this guy, which I actually got in Florida, this cute little art fair. Mike, how obsessed am I with this thing?
Very.
Some like teacher made it at a school. They were like raising money for the school, and I'm literally obsessed with that thing. But tonight I actually got these from Target. They're Chrissy Teigen. There's a few more over there. They're like little pinch bowls, they call them. They're just super cute. I like to use kosher salt and like to put it in a little pinch bowl because I like to feel how much salt I'm putting on. I find that when I sprinkle it on like in a can, like in a jar, I just can't get a good sense of how much you're putting on there. I like to like actually physically pick it up and put it on. And I feel the same way about like washing dishes with gloves. Even though it helps your nails, I like to feel it. I don't know. Cause how do you know if something's like greasy or not? I don't know. I like I like feeling it. Is that weird? Anyone feel me with that or no? Is that bizarre? I feel like all the girls are like, no, that's weird.
So far, you're all alone.
Use gloves. I know. I like to use my hands. All right, so we got our lemons juicing over here. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna give you the quick little flippy-do. Again, having that garbage and having my towel standing by is super helpful. So if you don't do that, I recommend it. Just give them a quick little flip, and we're just gonna do a tiny bit more spice on the other side, and then we have 2 amazing chickens going into the oven. So easy. Oven's at 400 degrees, by the way. So
Cindy G is asking, she loves all the spices. What would you substitute for vegan diners?
Vegan diners instead of the chicken, you're saying? Instead of the chicken, you could do this on tofu. I would just drain off tofu really well with paper towel. As always, extra firm tofu is like the only one I buy because it holds together the best. I would do that and do the same spices on the tofu, and then you could either bake it or just to keep it even like yummier, you could just pan fry it if you want. That'd be so yummy. You could also use like seitan or a tempeh. Any of that works. And these spices are also beautiful on fish, so that's good for vegetarians, not necessarily for vegans. Yeah? What? Sorry. Did you point me over here? Oh, you remind me of the water? Yeah, so I have my pot boiling. Pot is filled 3/4 of the way full with water, and we're just bringing that up to boil. It is not there yet at all. It takes a while. So start doing that so that's boiling by the time we get to it, okay? That's how we think here. We're always trying to be one step ahead so that we're not sitting and wasting time waiting for that to boil while we're doing, we're just standing there.
So you're seasoning both sides? Or
always season both sides, exactly. Oh good, the dishwasher's done. Beautiful. Okay, so a little bit more salt on this side, especially if you have skin on chicken. You really want to make sure either you're getting under the skin and like massaging underneath, or season both sides. You should always just season both sides because that's the only real way to ensure you have full flavor.
Can you go through the spices one more time?
Yes. So we have salt, garlic powder, pepper. We did honey. We did lemon juice, olive oil. You could use any oil you like. I just like olive oil. A little bit of turmeric, which makes it yellow, which my kids were freaked out at first, but they're obsessed now and they ask for it regularly, which is awesome. All right. But again, everything here is customizable. These plans, like I create these plans, but then you take them and do whatever you want and whatever works for you, for your family. And that's why the private Facebook group that we have, the Prep and Rally Facebook group, it's for members only. And it's amazing. It's incredible. It's exactly what I envision. Everybody like chimes in and answers questions when someone asks, what can I substitute for cheese? Or what can I do instead of chicken today? Or it's really incredible. It's an amazing little community. So if you are a member, be sure to join that private Facebook group because there's a lot of good stuff going on there. All right? Awesome. Honey, and we're good. I'm not going to add more oil. I think we're totally good to go. Give it one more little flippy-do. So this chicken, once this is baked, we are going to cube this, and we're going to use this in the chicken Nicoise bowls. Okay, and these are also amazing for lunch. So like Mike will take us to work all week long, and I will eat this for the week. Kids will eat this as well. They could take this to school. My kids love like real food for school. They're so funny. Okay, so here we go. Just give it one more little flip, and then we're gonna pop this in the oven, 400 degrees, and it's gonna bake for like, well, this we're actually gonna cover because we want it to get really nice and soft because then we're just gonna shred it for the, what's it called, bowls, the shawarma bowls. It's gonna be so good. So it's okay if these are overlapping a little bit. Normally I say single layer, but totally fine if they're overlapping. Okay. How's everyone doing? Is everyone good?
I think we're good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. We have, so this I'm gonna put in as is. These ones I'm actually gonna cover. All right.
Renee's are each, no, the cutlets are not covered, just the blade.
Yeah, I just do these ones. Oh, that's heavy. Okay, and then pop them in the oven. And the cutlets, depending on how thick they are, will take like 20 to 30, and then the other one will take about like 50 or so minutes. So I'm just gonna set this for about 30. All right, so whenever you're working with like a million different things in and out, it's always good to have a timer, even if you're not a timer kind of person like me. It's good to have it just so that you don't forget about it, because you have a lot of stuff that's gonna be going in and out tonight. Yeah.
Leia's stool forgot to cover her chicken when she baked it. Is that an issue?
No, not an issue at all. It just cooks faster. Cooks a little bit faster, so you may just keep it in a little bit longer. I usually cook full chickens without covering it, but for these prep rallies, I try to keep it as little time as possible, so I just find that it cooks faster, and I don't need it to get nice and crispy and browned on top because we're going to be shredding it anyways. So that's why I cover it.
Dina E, I'm sorry for not trying to pronounce your last name, said amazing meal prep, started early because I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm so excited for dinners this week.
Yay.
The dressings are delish.
Yes, thank you. Amazing. Okay, I love that. Dressings are like the key to an amazing meal prep, so I'm happy that you love them. That's super exciting. Thank you. Awesome. This week has like the best dressings ever. That's like what I've heard about this week. That's like the most, what's it called? The most comments that I get about this meal prep. Okay, so the water is still coming to a boil. It wasn't as high as it should be. It's going high now. Okay, so then we're gonna move on to our quinoa and get that going. So I have 1.5 cups of water in here, and we are doing 2 cups quinoa. All right, my quinoa trick.
One second, before you get into the quinoa.
People love my quinoa trick.
Esther Grunwald is asking, the chicken on the bone is still a bit frozen. I spiced it up, but should I wait to cook?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I definitely would. But what you could do is just marinate it tonight, leave it in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow bake it fresh. It's super easy. As long as it's ready to go, you just pop it in the oven tomorrow and you're ready. So it'll be simple tomorrow. That's what I would do. Okay? Because you don't want it to not cook in the center, and it gets kind of weird when you cook frozen chicken. Any other questions?
No, Chris, I see your comments. You're okay.
Good? Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so the quinoa measurements.
Quinoa trick. Okay, I feel like a broken record because I always talk about my quinoa trick. But it's a really good trick, and every single package is wrong. If you look at any quinoa package, and I have yet to find one that is my ratio, 1 cup quinoa to 1 3/4 cups water. It's way better to 1 cup quinoa to 2 cups water. They always ask for that extra 1/4 cup of water, which makes it just too wet. It makes it like this like mushy quinoa, which is never good. You want a nice fluffy quinoa. So try my trick, okay? 1 cup quinoa to 1 3/4 cups water. Here we doubled. We did 2 cups of quinoa, so we did what did I say? I'm like losing it right now. 1.5 cups. No, sorry.
Is that right? Is that the math?
3.5. Yeah, sorry. 3.5 cups water. I'm like not even thinking today. 3.5 cups water to 2 cups quinoa. Okay? And it works with any amount of quinoa you want to do. Yeah, 3.5.
Is that right?
Yeah. I was just like not thinking. Okay.
Check the printable PDF.
Yeah, check the printable PDF. No, that's right. 100% right. Okay, this is gonna come up to a boil. Once it's boiling, immediately lower as low as you can to a simmer. Cover it with a tight lid. Sometimes you can find pots. These aren't a good example, but there's some pots that have like a little spouty thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Everyone know what I'm talking about? It has like a little spout, and that way steam is able to escape. You don't want that because then it won't cook properly. You want a nice tight-fitting lid that has no way for air to escape.
So you bring the quinoa up to a boil, then simmer?
Yes, exactly. Mike, you should be a really good cook after like doing this a lot. I was just thinking about that. Like, why are you not cooking yet? You've learned all my tricks.
That's just silly.
Seriously though, you're learning so much. You should really be doing this on your own. Okay, so what we're gonna do once this is coming to a boil, which will be soon, I promise. We're gonna get started on the fish though. What we're gonna do in this water is first we're going to boil the green beans. Okay, so we're gonna put those in for a few minutes, pull them out. If you want, you could just shock them. It's called Blanch and Shock. So you put them into boiling water, pull them out, and put them into a bowl of ice water. And what that does, it shocks the vegetables and it stops the cooking process, and it keeps them nice and green and crunchy because you don't want like a soggy green bean.
You're getting a lot of love from the quinoa tip.
Love it. Thank you. Oh, amazing. Yay. Okay, amazing. It's so good. I like people. It's crazy that every single package is wrong, right? That's insane. I can't. understand why they don't know how to make quinoa when they sell quinoa.
Lee Zushka
Uh-huh.
is asking how long does quinoa last in the fridge?
I mean, technically for anything you have like 7 days or so until like it start forming bacteria. I mean, I would chuck it after a week, but yeah.
SD Circus is asking, what do you do if you bought frozen green beans?
Thanks, SD. Okay, cool. So, I guess you could do a similar thing. I've never actually used a frozen green bean before, but I guess you could, well, do they need to be cooked? Are they pre-cooked already? I would just maybe even steam them, or you could even just stick them in the boiling water, but just do it for less time because these are completely raw. Usually the frozen things cook faster, so I would just stick them in the boiling water for like a minute or so, just so that they basically come to room temperature and cook for like a second. Pull them out and then store them. You should be good to go. Okay? So then once we do that, we're gonna take it out, shock them, and then we're gonna put the potatoes in, take them out, shock them, and then we're gonna do our hard-boiled eggs all in the same water. And if you notice, we're doing the eggs last because eggs are eggs and you don't want that like contaminating anything else. So we're doing this first, then this, and then this. That sound good? And the potatoes we're gonna use 2 ways. One day we're using them just boiled for the chicken niçoise bowls. And then the other days we're gonna take them, once they're already boiled, smash them for tomorrow night's dinner, and then roast them again for a little bit to get them super crispy with some lemon zest and juice, and it's like so crazy good. Okay, here we go, hold on. All right, we're just about there. All right, hot. All right, so be careful, obviously, boiling water, so everyone just be super careful. So we have our green beans. So what I'm gonna do, it's basically boiling, so we could just pour these right in here. All right, if you have green beans that have those little like tips, those are super annoying because they're not really so edible and it takes a long time to chop them all off. So hopefully you guys bought ones that don't have those little tips. If you do, you could just cut them off with your knife, or you could even blanch them first and cut them off after you cook them. Okay, so these are in here. I guess we could just get some ice. Why not? We have a second. All right, so here we go. And this isn't like the most necessary step, but it helps keep the green beans nice and crunchy. It's a good little trick to know. So really when you blanch anything, you just shock it with some cold water. Yeah.
Like a boss Melf is asking, is the water salted?
No, you totally can. Just to give like a little extra bonus. Yeah, why not? That's a great idea. Love that. Why not? Kind of like pasta. Why not? A little extra boost of flavor. Love that. Okay, so I have some ice in here, and I'm just gonna fill it up with some water. All right, and the green beans are gonna be ready to come out in like a minute or so. Quinoa's boiling, see that? So we're gonna do here, I'm just gonna get a little bit mix around, make sure all the little quinoa bits are in there, lower it down, cover. All right, and let that cook. Alrighty. So you're gonna let that cook for about 10 minutes or so, and then you're going to take it off the heat and let it just sit there for like a few minutes, and then remove it to a storage container.
Erica Grimaldi is asking, those tips are the main reasons why I don't buy green beans. It's so time consuming.
They're so time consuming.
Any tips to make it faster?
Tips, love it. Yeah, I don't know any tips just other than to buy pre-detipped because they're super annoying and they are so time consuming for no reason. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those at all. So I try to buy, they do sell ones that are like here, they forgot one of them. Like one of them still has the tip. For those of you like thinking what the heck is the tip of a green bean. Hold on, I'll show you. So this, they forgot to take this one off. Oh, hot, hold on. Do you see that? So basically the little stem where they grow, it's not yummy to eat that at all. So what you would do is either just chop it off with your knife or you could pull them off. They take forever, but these were pre-trimmed string beans. So really good. Hold on. Gum. I like it when it still has a little bit of crunch to it. I'm pulling these out. Don't let them go for too long. You want these nice and crisp and green and beautiful. So I'm just pulling it out. You could use a spider, you can use a little colander-y kind of thing like this, a sieve, whatever you want to use. All right, so just put it in that ice water, and that is really going to stop the cooking process. All right, is everyone good?
Yeah, Toby W is asking where you got your apron from.
Ooh, okay, yeah, this apron is my favorite thing ever. It's called the non-disposable, I always forget what their Instagram is, the non-disposable brand or something. I keep saying I'm gonna tag them, but I'm gonna tag them after this, I promise you. Or if I forget, please remind me and I will tag them so you guys can check them out. But the non-disposable brand, I think is what they're called.
Getting a big thumbs up from Big Chief Tim.
Tim! Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Hi, Tim! Oh my God, Tim, you're the best. I miss you. Oh my goodness. So Tim and I used to film back in New Rochelle. Tim was like the person that we got this whole thing started with. He was the first person to ever come into my kitchen and film, and he was amazing. And we did such fun things together.
Go follow Big Chief Tim.
Yes, Tim does beautiful work. Tim, miss you. Hope all is well with you. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so that's still in the
Okay,
ice
so
water.
we're keeping this in the ice water. That's just gonna bring down this temperature real quick. Same water, right? Because otherwise that'll take forever if we need to spill this out and put in new water. Keeping that same water because why the heck not, right? Putting our potatoes in here. Now keep in mind, I ordered these online and every potato is a different size, right? Which is annoying because some are gonna cook faster than others. So what I may do is like go through and pick out the ones that are smaller first and then leave the bigger ones in longer. So.
Big Chief Tim says, miss you too, Deanie. What about me? You
Oh,
miss me?
no, Mike. No one misses you. He probably misses Andy and Joe more.
Probably true.
Tim, how's Mike doing? It's good, right? He's doing a good job. All right, so potatoes are going in, and again, we're going to be using these as is for one of the meals, and for the other meal, we're going to be smashing them and then baking them again so that they're super crispy and yummy, and then dousing them in lemon. You guys are going to love them. They're so good. Okay, so while that's boiling, we're going to put this here. Once those come out, we're going to put them in here. I don't blanch the potatoes at all because there's just no need to like keep them green and crisp or anything. And then we're going to put the eggs in there as well. So I'm going to move the green beans out of the way. Put these back here. And the next thing we're going to do is get our, oh, this is yours, Mike. Here you go.
Thank you.
Sure. We feed the camera crew. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, let's get rid of some of these. We're going to set up our little station for the salmon
Fish sticks.
fish sticks. Thank you. Okay, and these fish sticks, people said that their kids never ate fish before, their husband never tried fish before, or they despise fish. I've gotten kids and husbands to eat fish for the first time with my fish sticks. Okay, they're so good, and these are not like your average fish sticks that you get in the freezer section. You could either use